Distinguished Vice President, Madame Wang Tinghui, Mr. Ashok Wadia, and R.M. Bhaskar, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, good day, good afternoon. I would like to thank JaiHind College and also Asiaconverge as well as GIIS for co-organizing this seminar. Thank you all for coming. Today's conference was a great success, and we're all inspired to talk about the historical experience of the Chinese Communist Party, the real-life inspiration and future direction of China-India engagement. This is very inspiring. And we know that Guangdong Institute of International Strategy Studies is one of the most famous think tanks in southern China. And GDUFS is also the international academic center that receives most foreign students and visiting scholars in southern China. So we know that JaiHind College also witnessed the tradition and the contemporary spirit of India. So I think we can work together to witness a better future happening. Earlier in this meeting, we also received a lot of congratulations. Yesterday, I was talking to Dr. Swamane Swanek, a political leader, former political leader, who sent his greetings to us, and he also sent his best wishes to this meeting. It is agreed that meetings like this is a very good recap for further research and past research of the history and culture and cooperation between China and India. Now, we have listened to a lot of scholars, very professional perspective, but since I am still a student, so I would like to talk 3 points about my understanding and insights. First, our success, the success of Communist Party lies in its adherence to people-centeredness. A lot of you have received the book, and we know that to understand China, we must first read or understand the Communist Party. The resolution of the Central Party Committee of the Communist Party of China on the major achievements and historic experience of the party's centennial struggle, which was adopted at the 6th plenary session, it is the most comprehensive, profound of the success, experience, and one of the 3 successive historical resolutions of the party. And it reveals why we have succeeded in the past and how we continue to succeed in the future. So the answer lies in believing and adherence to people as the center. Over the past 100 years, the CPC have united and led the people of China in their struggle and ushered in the great leap of Chinese nation. China's reform and opening up has created an economic miracle in the history of human development. We transformed from poverty to the world's 2nd largest economy, eliminating poverty, and is now building a moderately prosperous society. So what is worth mentioning is the important statement in the resolution on promoting the building of a human community with shared future. It is a comprehensive interpretation of Xi Jinping's diplomatic thought, as well as a reflection of the intersection of China's diplomatic purpose and the essence of Chinese civilization. It has profound significance, especially important impact on the common pursuit of peace, development, equity, justice, democracy, and freedom for all mankind. While in India, we know that there is the philosophy of unity of man and heaven, as also mentioned by earlier speakers, that we all have similar expressions for our index fingers. So we believe there are commonalities among us. There are various ways to realize democracy, but democracy in China is a democracy for all people. The kind of democracy used as tools of hegemony is not real, true democracy. It is a discretion of democracy. And the second point I would like to make is we share similar history and we also share common future. If we look at the past history in the past 70 years, the independence of India and China has been the result of the 5 principles of peaceful coexistence, but there also have been stumbles of colonial legacies. Both nations are still relatively young and lack deep understanding. So currently, we're all facing similar issues. We share similar colonial history, and we are all still bearing the scars of colonialism. So faced with the similarities, I think China and India people struggled hard to achieve independence. I would like to name Dr. D.S. Cotness, who is a great internationalist fighter and who walked in the right direction, the right historical direction. And we always believe that we have to stick to true multilateralism, not to follow the hegemony or to establish small circles. Also, looking in the ancient history of civilization, Xuanzang, Dharma, those are names mentioned also by previous speakers. We can see the two peoples have always been close to one another. We enjoy friendship and cooperation. That is the mainstream. China and India are connected by mountains and seas. So we both have farming civilization. And then the concept of the world for both peoples have a lot of similarities. Therefore, I do believe we have more in common and we should march ahead side by side. Unfortunately, history cannot be repeated. If we, both countries, China and India, can better look after each other, perhaps there will not be the East Indian Company's brutal colonialization, and there will not be Opium War and China's semi-colonialization. Meanwhile, history is fair. The rise of China and India and many other developing countries in Asia is a very good embodiment of how history can be justice, can be very fair. The key is whether we can grasp this historical trend. Thirdly, we have to be in line with what the people's hopes and to further our understanding. As the new year approaches, I would like to propose 4 expectations. First, we need to learn from history and believe in the fact that we have a shared future. Earlier, we have 2 doctors both mentioned that we need peace, we need development and exchanges. We have only one Earth, and we're all living in this global village with the pandemic, climate change, and terrorism. So those are common challenges that we're all facing. I'm not going to touch upon the border issues, but some people may say that today we may have the border issues. We may also have issues with Pakistan and also the other issues. But in China, we often say that your perspective would determine your future. By learning from history, by enhancing mutual understanding and trust, we may pave the way for future cooperation. Currently, the situation in China-India borders are stable. This is recognized by both the speakers from the foreign ministries from both countries. If I may add, I will have to say that part of the reason is that both countries are trying to understand each other rather than having unrealistic expectations. Both countries are very populous. So we actually account for almost 30% of the total world population. We shoulder greater responsibilities. That means we need to help each other rather than antagonize with each other. We cannot fall into the trap set by the Western countries. If that be the case, then we would lose sight of the big picture, and it would also increase instability in the whole world. Second expectation is to seek common development and further alleviate poverty. The bilateral trade between the two countries from January to October has reached 102.9 billion US dollars. This is a historic breakthrough. India's export to China is increasing dramatically. According to professors earlier, China and India's economy are highly complementary to each other, especially in manufacturing sector, new energy, digital economy, and agriculture. We do have huge potential for cooperation. Therefore, we need to be more open-minded and to remove barriers, man-made barriers, to fully unleash the potential. Thirdly, we need to take root in our respective territory and to serve the people. The Greater Bay Area is now getting world attention. I think the Greater Bay Area represents our hope and best wishes for Asia and even for the whole Asia-Pacific region. The Prime Minister Modi's home state of Gujarat is called the Guangdong of India. So we do have a lot of expectations, and we're sincere in conducting further cooperations. So the southeast coastal regions, which is Guangdong's location, as well as the southwestern coastal areas in Mumbai and Bangalore, are all very dynamic in economic development. Those are also places with history and culture. Therefore, it only makes sense when we work and collaborate with each other. Last expectation is to further enhance culture and sports interaction to improve mutual learning and appreciation. We have a lot of young scholars and students here today. The younger generation means the future of a nation. We're very happy to see that the Hindi education in Guangdong is flourishing. And the territory is an important base for Chinese language learning in India. Frankly speaking, English is a language left behind by the colonizer. Of course, we have excellent interpreters, English interpreters today, but I still hope that if in the future we can have direct communication in Hindi or in Chinese, the understanding and affection would be further deepened. As the new year approaches, both according to WHO and the Chinese experts, it's going to be the last bitter winter for the pandemic. With the upcoming Beijing Winter Olympics, we believe the world would witness a new start, and we will have a wonderful stage for a shared future. And don't forget, we live in the same world and we share the same dream. Thank you and Happy New Year.